Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
Hey guys, welcome to Spill the Tea with me, Sneha. On the show today, comedian Sumukhi Suresh has invited me to join her in the green room behind the scenes to do the sound check, basically to give you guys a sense of everything that happens right before she goes live for her live stand-up gig, Don't Tell Amma, in Mumbai. Hey.
Sorry, I'm late. Sorry.
Not late. I was just going to say thank you for not being late.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for allowing me to tag along for sound check. I've never done one of these, so I am actually very excited.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Even soundcheck, actually, although it's very boring, I'm so sorry. I wish it was more interesting.
It's not fun?
It's not fun. The musicians have a better soundcheck than us.
Oh, I actually wanted to know, what is a sound check? I mean, is it as basic as the term suggests?
It's actually just soundcheck for me to check if my audio levels are right, if it's not too loud, too not loud, or if there's an echo, etc., etc. And then I check the light if it's falling too harshly on my face.
You get into all of this yourself?
Yeah, we usually try to, because then later we can't be like, sir, sound acha nahi tha. They'll be like, ma'am, pehle bola tha aapko. You just avoid that whole thing. And also for me, the reason I do sound check is because I'm too loud. So my audio clips. So I tell the guy saying that, listen, reduce it, because I go crazy.
Acha. So it's a very important.
Yeah.
Now that we've got all of this technical jargon out of the way,
everyone's like, Sumukhi, she's legit.
I just want to know, where are we? What's going to ensue in the next couple of hours?
We're at the Habitat and I'm doing one of my shows in Mumbai. It's called Don't Tell Amma. It's my 1 hour stand-up special. And I've been touring with it for a while. It's my first stand-up special because I was like, about time. I'm just going to write one and be done with it. And today's a good show, hopefully. I think after 2 weeks, I'm doing a show in Bombay again. So, yeah.
Is the Bombay audience different? Like, what's different about a Bombay audience?
Bombay audience knows comedy. They've seen comedy. They watch a lot of comedians. So, in fact, their validation is extremely nice because they've seen enough. So, they won't laugh just like that. Having said that, there is also a crowd which is so comedy friendly that they'll be like, hum to kisi bhi has lenge. So, it's a mix of both. So, basically, great for your ego before you head and tape any special. So, that way, Bombay is the best.
Bombay is the best?
Yeah. After Bangalore.
I was just coming to that. You know, we kind of go across the board and lots of people in Bangalore are going to be watching this. It's very interesting comedy scene in Bangalore, yeah? The likes of, I think, Kenny and Kanan, all of you guys.
Biswa,
yeah, exactly.
All of us started.
And I'm from Bangalore, so I'm feeling slightly partial towards
yeah, and I'm
the
taping
city.
my special in Bangalore because, although the option was that will I do it in Mumbai, which I don't know. But the first thing that came to my mind is I have to do it in Bangalore, otherwise what's the point? I mean, not that Mumbai is not good. Oh my god, this conversation is really not going well. They'll be like, chalna, nikalna, don't say that to me. I'm just picking up a new house right now. I put a deposit. You know what, you don't have to know.
You're going to take me upstairs.
Yes, please, come.
And we're going to figure out. You also told me that I need to wrap up in the next half hour because you need to prep.
Yes.
What is this prep that happens minutes before a show? What are you telling yourself?
I usually sit and listen to my whole set. So what we do is we record our whole set audio. And we try and make sure that we listen to it before the show so that we hit our points. Like we know which joke we're hitting. Like for example, Kanan's a great writer.
Okay.
Kanan's written set, like if you ever read his set, it's beautiful. But mine's not a written beautiful because I perform it first and then write it.
Oh right, so you know what joke is landing after you watch your performance.
Yeah.
Did it take you a while to figure out that this is you?
Yeah, because at first I used to write and...
So the setup is in process,
yeah,
which is
I know.
great.
Sir, आप जाओ sir.
जाओ, कोई बात.
Sorry. हाँ.
What is all of this?
Sir, आपको जाना है क्या कि मैं जाऊँ? अच्छा, आप जाओ ना, बिंदास जाओ.
जाओ.
See, we are also helpful but not so helpful. Actually, I didn't know that was my way of performance. For the longest time, I wasn't aware of that. And I used to do this whole thing of where I used to sit and write.
Where are we?
Oh yeah, so this is the back entry to Habitat. This is when you go to the green room and then you wait in the green room to go in. And the stage is right there. So this is almost like the exact opposite of Walk of Shame.
Yes.
Just before you start your performance, and this is the green room.
Oh, so you guys, this is where the comedians hang out. I've heard so much about these green room spaces.
Yep, this is where all of us wait before we get on stage. And it's like a soundproof thing, so all of us can giggle the hell out.
But what's the mood like over here?
Usually everyone's just tense. Like if it's an open mic, then everyone's a little tense because it's new material and everyone's like, oh, what to do. But then if it's a proper show, then mostly I'm throwing up. No, it's not what it is. No.
There's a lot of tension for
Yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of tension.
So it's not like ha 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 ha.
No. None of the comics are ha-haing before a set because it's too tension wala mahol. But people are definitely more...
What is the biggest stress? That you forget, or is
That we
it
bomb.
that the jokes don't land
Yeah.
at all? And that has happened,
A lot of times. There has been... My first trial show for Don't Tell Amma was only bombing. I bombed for an entire hour.
And where did you find the motivation to
bomb?
get up and do it again?
But that's the whole deal, right? Like if you can't figure out bombing, then you can't do stand-up. You have to bomb, otherwise you can't. Every day cannot be a good day as stand-up. If your every day is a good day, means you're not risking something. You're not finding some joke that, or at least this is what we tell ourselves. Maybe that's not what it is, but this is what is making us get up. And also everything is cured by a tub of ice cream, so that's all good. This is Habitat, guys. Yeah, this is there. Very good room. It's one of
It seems very intimate.
Yeah, it's one of the favorite rooms of all the comics because of the way I think it is. Oh wow.
How many people does it
Seat?
Yeah.
Around 50 to 60 people. So
Okay.
it's a nice, comfortable space for someone to try a new show or practice because my shows that I'm doing right now is technically practice. So smaller numbers and I just split them off. And and also the stage has seen a lot of videos coming out.
I have seen a lot of videos come
Yeah.
out of this stage.
Yeah.
So what is soundcheck like for you now? Is that going to happen right now or should we sit down and
We'll
chat?
sit down and chat.
Yeah,
I think
let's sit down and chat.
I think they'll be ready for sound checking in a bit, I'm guessing.
What
Usually
is-
sound check is... Oh great, we'll sound check.
we can sound
Super.
check. Okay.
There are a lot of comics who say technical terms and all during sound check. I don't. I just see if how do I sound? And I tell someone to go stand there. The only thing I've done in terms of sound checks is check. The only thing I've done in sound checks is that if it's a hall which is like too horizontal, then I know that my voice is a little off, so I tell people to stand the other side and listen. The complicated sound check actually is for sketch shows.
Why
Like
is that?
Naveen and I do a sketch show called Go Straight Take Care. There is a little bit of a sound check that's something I learned from him because he keeps his sound levels for different sketches differently. Because I have different volumes, we do different voices.
So how do you test your volume?
So for sketches, you usually do every voice that you're doing. Like if I was a mosquito in a sketch, then I'll go just to see. Because if it's too sharp, then audience doesn't like it. And if I'm going screamy, which is a lot of times, then we check what's the volume so that it doesn't. You don't want to sit in the audience and feel. See, I'm literally right here, and it can hear me. Yeah, that's right. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. But after sketches, when I started doing stand-up, stand-up's sound check has been relatively less stressful because it's just one person and one person figuring it out. And also, yeah, it's fine. This has happened to me. There was once a show where I was doing and it literally came out.
What?
Yeah, but I continued because I'm loud. So everyone's like, there's no difference. I'm like, that's great. Thank you guys. Thank you for sound check.
But who are you looking at? Do you, like now this, in an hour, this is going to fill up?
Yeah.
So what's strategy? Like who are you looking at?
In terms of...
When the show's on?
I look at, the first row though definitely. But I'm also very particular about making sure that I look at my audience members. It is said that in stand-up you don't do a lot of crowd work because that's not jokes.
Yeah.
But if my crowd is not part of my set, then it's very awkward for me. So I do make eye contact with, like there's one victim who I always catch, and that boy will usually be very, very wary of my eye contact. And I'll find my prey in like exactly 1 minute. I'm like, okay, you're not comfortable with my eye contact, and I'll make sure I'll have my entire conversation with him. Because he's a giggle master. I like boys when they giggle. Because that's never seen on the footage. So I try and get them to giggle. So that's what I do. I remember one guy, something, I said, you're so pretty. And he's like, I'm like, wait, I like it. So these are some things that I do just so that everyone thinks it's not like a show, it's like a conversation, which is my space.
And if you forget?
Then I address it. I'm like, I have forgotten. Let's all wait and take a pause. This I learned from acting. Because when I was writing my shows, the moment you address something, it is the audience is immediately with you. Like for Pushpavalli,
Yeah.
one of the main reasons why people are okay with that character is because we address that she is not okay. She's
Correct.
problematic.
Correct.
And we never glorified her saying that, oh, her love is pure. No, she's problematic. But yeah, she comes from an innocent space. It becomes easier because you're keeping an equal footing for people to make their own opinions. People are still not okay. There are some people who are like, you cannot do characters like this. I was like, fair, that's right. If that's what you feel, but I'll do it. Because, I mean, I'm allowed as an actor to portray characters which are negative or which are grey. Also, women are not black and white. That also bothers me a lot, where people are very like, you know, now we're just masking the whole Sati Savitri image with a lot of good words. And I'm like, no, it's not my job to put a social message out. It's not my job to do a white thing. I would also like to play grey characters because boys have, and they've had their fair chances. Now it's my
turn.
Yeah. And also all grey characters who are women are not vamps. Come on. Like, it bothers me. So we all have greys in us.
Of course. That's all you're trying to portray.
Which is what I bring to stand-up, where if there are so many, because I speak so fast, there are so many times I go blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, I'll stop and I'm like, okay, words, come on. And the audience is with you. And how can you not address? Because then the audience will be like, ye to fake hai, tum likh ke aayi ho. But the moment you address it, they're like, oh, you are a self-aware human being.
But do you write? I want to sit and chat a little bit about what it's like exactly 1 hour before a show. Do you write notes? Like
I do. I write out my set completely. In terms of like what are going to be the 8 or 10 or whatever the number of topics that I will speak about. And if usually there are some set points which I forget. Tend to like jokes which I tend to forget, so I write that. I'm like, oh, you need to hit these. When I do open mic, I write it on my hand.
So pen and paper.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
Show me what your notes are like.
I will show you. As of now, I have only my most recent notebook. I have multiple notebooks.
Acha.
But okay, this is something.
It's very vulgar.
I know. This is actually wise because there was an artist who sent me this notebook, and this is the book cover.
Oh.
And I found it very exciting.
It is.
So
you tried to replicate it.
No, I didn't. A friend did, and I don't want to name him.
Okay.
Because I think it's not right on my part to do that to him. So these mostly are my notes. I write out mostly and I save as many as I want to.
So just the headers. So
just the headers. Like sometimes, like this was a like my first trial show where I wrote out. Like I wrote out as many jokes as I can. Then this is, I think, a fairly recent one. Yeah, this is a Mangalore. Yeah. If not, and I also get all my notebooks first page written by Debbie because she draws very well, and she also just gets me.
Just no.
Yeah, no. Like she'll say it and I'll feel it. So she's like, I'll write it for you. So yeah, and you keep writing.
So on a daily basis, when a joke comes to you, it's pen and paper.
Yeah, because you know, I don't know about you guys. When I used to study for exams, I used to write my jokes. I write Sumukhi words. So I used to write my jokes. Anyway, sorry. So I used to write my answers and try and learn. So I and most of the comics do. They end up.
Most of them?
Yeah. All of us end up writing as much as we can. We also do the whole.
This is a treasure trove.
Yeah, this also has my Pushpavalli twos. Yeah. See, like I wrote all plot points. I'm like, what does she want? What all is
Say now, what does she want?
Yeah, cool. Then there's Son of Abish. Why Son of Abish here? I think I wrote something, that's why. I also have to-do lists sometimes.
Grocery and all?
Yeah, I do, because grocery is a big deal for me. Did I write grocery? Oh, I didn't write it. That's sad. Little bit.
I also watched in an interview where you talked about how for a comedian, some amount of self-hate is essential. You can't love yourself too much also.
Yeah.
But when you come to a place and time when half the world is fawning and fanning over you, does it get harder to find the flaws?
No, self-hate is super easy for me. No, you know what it is, and I know I didn't get a chance to majorly explain myself there. One of the main reasons why I think self-hate is good is because it keeps you can't lie saying that you don't like certain things about yourself. Everybody does. So if you're going to go around saying it again and again, saying that I don't hate anything about myself, which is good because you are going above and you're becoming more positive as a person. But the flip of that is also that sometimes you're just not aware of your weaknesses or aware of the fact that there are some things you hate about yourself. A constant positive reinforcements can be good, but too much of that can lead to you just be blinded by anything and everything, which bothers me. So I'm like, there are time and places where I have my friends who I will be like, That's why I said no. When someone asks me saying how is Pushpavalli, I'm like kachra nahi hai bas, because that's my way of making me understand that I have not made the best piece of art yet. There is so much more to do.
One of your first ever improvs came after a breakup, a rant with a breakup. Again, something that I watched. You say, but have you figured out a way to protect yourself? Because your humor is very self-deprecating. But how do you protect yourself when you're often the butt of your own jokes?
I mean, I don't know if it's self-deprecating anymore. I think when I started it was because, you know, the first one of the first few things you do is you address yourself on stand-up, and you address the way you look. And being big is a huge thing for a lot of people, so you address it. As I started doing this tour, and I remember this happening because I was sitting with Sumaira, and was it Sumaira? Yeah, it was Sumaira Sheikh, who's a stand-up comic, and I was having a chat with her about how there is one joke which is, yes, I was doing an elaborate thing of where I'm going to call my show as Loser Association. But I'm like, I'm a loser. That's what it is. And she was very quiet about it. She's like, try. And I did a 15-minute bit on it, and I tanked so hard. But it was not because I had bad jokes. It was just because that imaging is not working. Like, that's not who I am. She's like, even you know that you're not a loser. So stop saying that. I remember that from that till what the stand-up has become, it has become less self-deprecatory and more finding out my personality. So that has happened. But one of my first improvs, I don't know if it was immediately after a breakup. I mean, breakups, well, you know how it is. They're all seasonal. When they come, they come. I was dealing with a breakup, and I don't drink and smoke because I'm a class A small town girl like that. I'm like, hi. Mera liver kharab hoga to fir bachche nahi honge. I'm very that.
Even now?
Yeah, it's not like I want kids, but I'm like, I would just like my uterus to have the option. So, and I remember, I was like, how do I deal with this? I want to do theatre. And Chennai I used to do theatre, so I started Bangalore. I thought improv is the improv which I'm part of is a theatre group, and it's not. So when I did, they were like, oh, we'll give you one word, you make up a scene. I'm like, theatre wale bade lazy ho gaye. The script bhi nahi likhte hain. मेरे को करना पड़ेगा. And then they're like, it's a comedy show. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry.
That's how you landed up.
So I landed up.
Because you've had some extremely interesting career choices before you landed up here. What were you doing at a library?
I was working as a program coordinator at a children's library.
Which you then brought into Pushpavalli, of course.
Yes, I did. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't put the same characters in the library because my library had very nice people. And nobody wants very nice people all the time. They were, they were those people who have had money in their life and now they vacation. Yeah. Now they wear cotton pants and comfortable shoes, and those people, they're not putting makeup. They're like, we're done with our makeup phase. So they really seen life.
But you felt like you were enjoying yourself at the library, or was there always that?
No, there was always disdain.
Right.
I was very like, chalna. If I go and tell my mom I'm awkward, my mother will slap me. She'll be like, time and money for awkward, you move on. What is this? And I'll be like, get me a dog, I'll read a book to a dog. My mom will be like, then any other requirements you have? Take my blood also, no, drink it, and then become less awkward.
But all of this has become content today, right?
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
What is the strangest thing you found yourself doing in the name of content creation? I saw this one video of you transferring bhujia from one bowl to another.
Dude, yeah. See, the thing is, if I'm getting branded video, I'm like, I'm going to go all out about it. If you're giving me bhujia, I'm not going to be like, bhujia, kaisa hota hai? I'm like, you go for it. Because that's the first lesson of improv. You take your idea and you yes-and it. It's very wrong if I'm not even going to get my humor out of it. Right. I don't want to look like a pretty little dainty thing, which I'm not anyway. So then I remember they were like, first you can try with the spoon. I'm like, fuck it, we'll just go full mouth. And the brand just went, she crazy, we'll take it. But that's, I think a lot of content creators do that. That like, what is the most escalated form of that joke? And you take it. You take it as much.
There's clearly no place for vanity in your life. Now with your characters, I mean, behti naak, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't like the image of the pretty?
I don't. I think I'm dealing with that process because I have a whole set in my show where I not shame, but where I address the beautiful people in the world. Because I'm processing those feelings, I think. See, everyone spends money to go for therapy. I'm doing my stand-up special. That is what I'm doing. So I'm taking 5,000 rupees from you to get done on my therapy. Anyway. I don't like majorly good-looking people only on screen because then it becomes the norm. There are kids who are not. Like Behti Naak for me was, I couldn't at any point would have made her a good-looking child. I deliberately made her look a certain way. And I didn't even try, I just put a unibrow actually, nothing else. Because there are kids with unibrow, you never speak about these things and Even with Pushpavalli, I remember the one brief that Debbie had was that she wants the character to look nice, but not hot. Like, I'm not going for the, I'm so big and sexy. She's like, no, you are a big girl. You look nice. Good, that's it. There's no need to achieve more than that because these are realistic people. So.
Yeah. I read a very interesting quote actually where you said that thank God for the web space because I would remain Sweetie from...
I would be. And by the way, Sweetie as a Kalona is a great character.
She is.
Yeah, but it's just, and Delnaz is such a good actor. Yeah. But she never got her lead, or maybe she did. I'm not very aware.
So what has the web given you then?
Just the opportunity to be a lead in my own show, the opportunity to tell my story, and the opportunity for me to write a show which is neither black or white, and it's great. And the fact that there's so many girls who reach out to me saying, we relate to this character, which is scary, but it's the truth. There are older women who are like, we've seen Pushpavalli and you're so good and we relate to the character. I'm like, ma'am, aap Jawani mein kya kar rahi thi? I don't understand. What's happening?
And finally, whatever you can tell us about Pushpavalli, the season 1 was just really such a breeze, like bingeable and how.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about season 2? There is a season 2 which you can...
and just, you know what, my answer is right there in my face. So you read my face because if I say anything, I'll be really like, I can't. But season 1 or season 2,
Is there a date?
No. Actually, you know what? There isn't a date. This I can tell you.
Okay.
But is there a season 2? You tell me.
Yeah, we want a season 2 if that answers your question.
I badly want a season 2. I know that I badly want a season 2. It's just because season 1 was such a good fun to write and to perform, and the actors were great. Of course I want a season 2. Does Amazon want a season 2? Yes. Do people want season 2? Yes. So does that mean season 2 is happening?
Yes. But where do you see Pushpavalli go? Where do you want to take her? If you, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, if I see Pushpavalli season 2, then I know that she's upset. You know, her pride is hurt. She never had a pride, and her pride is hurt right now because she was treated the way she was in the final episode. And unfortunately for her, she doesn't have the emotional maturity to process those feelings. So she will act rash. And I don't wish to not show that. I will show her acting rash because that's what we do. You know, when someone attacks you, attacks your pride, you're going to do that. So, yeah.
It's time for your show. Yeah. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for chatting with us. We're going to be cheering really loud from the wings. But thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Spilling tea with me.
Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Sumukhi Suresh and I had a great time at Spill the Tea.
Thank you.
And if you had tea, I would have spilled it because that's how clumsy I am. Please like, share, subscribe and comment to Film Companions' lovely videos and let me know what you thought about my video. If it's something mean, don't tell me. Yeah. Tell them. Spill the tea with them.
Thank you.